Hi there, I'm Jo Hartman, and today I have a little project here. It's called the Crushed Can Flower Arrangement, and it's made up using these cardstock fairy lilies. And in a later video, I'm going to show you how to put together the whole arrangement and how all of this is assembled. But for now, this video is to show you how to make these three-dimensional paper flowers. Let me set this arrangement to the side and bring in the pieces that we'll need for the flowers. So each flower is made up of 2 leaves, a stamen, 2 petals, and a stem. I'm going to be using this as a shaping tool, and I'm going to be putting everything together with a hot glue gun. I also have some floral tape to assemble this little flower. So to start, I want to show you how we're going to put some 3-dimension shaping into these flat paper pieces. So to start with, I'm going to put my thumb on my shaping tool. I'm going to put the paper between my thumb and the shaping tool, and I'm gently going to glide my thumb along. And right away you can see that this piece is starting to respond with a nice curve. Let me go ahead and get this side. Now I'm going to be very careful as I turn this over, and I want these individual stamen pieces to be on a downward tilt. So I am gently pushing down with my thumb as I glide the paper through against the stick. Now as you can see, there's very little holding these individual stamen pieces onto this base piece. So as I'm doing this, I need to be really careful, or else I could very easily tear these little pieces off. So now I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the very end of this stem. And I'm going to match that to the end of the stamen piece, and I'm going to gently start to roll this together. And as I roll it, I'm squeezing it to try and make this roll be as tight as I can up against this little stem piece. And before I finish rolling, I'm going to add just a little bit more glue on the very end here. And then I'm going to continue to roll. And that puts that stamen piece onto that wire stem very nicely, and that's not going to pull off. So I'll set that to the side, and now I'm going to shape the petals. So I'm going to start with petal number 1. If you can see right here, there's a number 1 on this one, and there's a little score line here, and I'm going to fold this tab to the inside of the flower. Now I'm going to take my shaping tool, and I'm going to roll my finger over the petals, and that's going to give these little petals a downward tilt. Now I'm going to take this and wrap it around. Now what I want to do is get this fold line and this cut line to match, and I'm going to roll this together and match the cut line to the little fold. And that's going to create a little bit of a hole at the end of this, the base of this flower. So let me go ahead and get a little bit of glue in here. Less is more when it comes to hot glue. It does dry very quickly, which is why I like using the hot glue. And there I have a nice 3-petal part of the flower. So I'm going to put my stem inside, and I'm going to be bringing this all the way up to the top, and when I feel it hitting the bottom of this stamen piece, then I'll know I'm at the top. Before I bring this all the way up though, I want to add my glue. Now I do have this on my stem already because glue dries very quickly when it's hot. So in order to maximize the amount of adhesion, I want to have this petal all the way ready to go. And then I can tap that on, and now that is already glued in place. I have a little bit of a wispy piece of glue here, and I'll be able to take that off. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with the next piece. I'm going to fold over the tab. And I'm going to roll these pieces downward. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to match the cut edge with the fold line. And as I do that, I'm going to put just a little glue and then match that in place. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put my stem on it, and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue underneath here. Now I want to get this so that my pieces are not on top of each other but are alternating, and that will give me a nicely shaped flower. Now I'm going to take my floral tape, and floral tape has built-in adhesion in it when you stretch it. So as I pull this out and I wrap this around and I roll it and pinch it between my fingers, and I'm going to wrap this around the stem. And as I'm wrapping, I'm putting this in a downward motion here like this so I can twirl this tape around the stem. There we go. Now as I turned this, my petals moved a little bit. There we go. Now the next step I'm going to take is the individual leaf, and I'm going to curl that with my shaping tool. And then I'm going to take the end of the stick and I'm going to shape the bottom of it. And I'm going to then put this here on the stem. And as I do, I'm going to put just a little bit of glue and I'm going to tap that in place. And I have it down from the end of the leaf to the end of the flowers about 2 inches. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to wrap this tape around, and as I do, I'm going to twirl it. There we go. Now I'm going to do the second leaf. Shape it with my finger and my stick, and then I'm going to give a little bit of a channel here for the glue to rest in. Right here, that's going to help me pre-wrap that around the stem. Bring that down.
Mom, can I help?
I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to take my floral tape and I'm going to twirl this around. And now I have my flower completed. I can adjust these leaves and bend them down a little bit, adjust the petals, and then the last thing I'm going to do is take this flower and I'm going to tilt it upward to get that flower to have the head facing forward. I'll be making 3 of these for my arrangement, and that's pretty much all there is to making a 3-dimensional paper flower.